Then again the great schism happened, 1054 AD. Pope Leo IX excommunicated the Patriarch of Constantinople, the leader of the Eastern Church. Again the problem is coming up because of the Pope. The particular reason is the Patriarch condemned the Pope in written, and the Christian Church has been officially divided into two: West Roman Catholic and the East Greek Orthodox ever since. So Christianity is developing one kind of speed, another lot of schism, lot of split, persecution, then again divided into two: Roman Catholic and the Greek Orthodox. This time, the well-known Erasmus, a Dutch scholar, humanist, and theologian coming up, he only made this kind of division and schism. He wanted to make a peacemaker in between the two schisms. So, very good humanist and theologian coming up from the Dutch background. He made the following things. He studied theology and classical Greek, so well educated, and he wanted to make the peace process among the two areas, Roman Catholics and other Christian denominations. But even though he was critical of some of the practices and doctrines of the Catholic Church, openly he condemned and criticized. These are the things are not good. So he was the one who come forward and made some of the steps making peace and made the criticism about the name of Christianity. Then the first time he only shouted to reform the Catholic Church. So we can call it as a pioneer for the Reformation in the Catholic or Eastern Orthodox Russian denominations. Then he called for the reform the church. Yes, we will all unite and do something, and we will make the reform the church and the society. So what he did, know, the first thing, during the time no one having the Bible, individual Bible is not allowed, not permitted. So he allowed to get a copy of Bible. That time nearly 1550 Bible sold. Now also we are holding the Bible very boldly. So because of the people, reform people, their contribution. So the best seller, only the Bible sold more than 1550 those days. Then second thing, he was a devout Catholic who sought to reform the church, not destroy it. So his way of approach was very welcomed by the both Catholic and the Eastern Orthodox Church. His intention not to destroy but to unite and made the peace. Then he criticized the immorality and hypocrisy of church leaders and the clergy in the name of Christianity. Lot of hypocrisy and immoral characters. Now also the present context, you can see so many hypocrisy in the name of Christianity. So he vehemently criticized the church leaders and the clergy boldly, like a biblical prophets, what they condemn the attitude of the leaders and the clergy. Then the book inspired renewed calls for reform and influenced by Martin Luther later. So Erasmus only the pioneer to contribute the reform zeal to the church and the society. So after that, then the church and the leaders think about why we need reform. Why we need reform. Particularly, the popes after that Erasmus period, there were a lot of popes ruled over the church. They corrupted by power and lost focus of spiritual leadership. So lot of corruption now also happen in the church society in India. So corruption everywhere, even bribery also. So after Erasmus, his point of view, people are thinking about the corruption in the church and the society. Second thing, the scientific advance contradict the church because the church teaching was entirely different from the scientific truth, what is going on. The third one, people wanted to know how to save souls. So third one is very important. Now also people are struggling how to save our souls. Sometimes the preaching and the teaching maybe ask the question, do you save by God? Do you born again? This kind of question will again we will confuse. So now also people wanted to know how to save our own souls. Maybe our own souls having lot of issues we are facing. The same thing happened during the time, how to save souls. Then so many false teaching also coming out. That's why we need reform, not only the church, society, in our own family life, own personal life also. So after Erasmus, our beloved Martin Luther boldly expressed the concern about the reform. Martin Luther, we know, German priest. His father intention, he became a lawyer. But unfortunately, he studied lot and his soul also longing for a peaceful mind. So he wanted to know about Bible more. Then he joined the seminary and became a priest. Second thing, translate the Bible into German. Erasmus also wanted to everyone having the Bible personally. The same thing Martin Luther also wanted to Bible translate to their own vernacular language. That's why we are now getting the Bible in our own mother tongue. So the translation of the Bible into German. The third one, he critic of Roman Catholic Church, their doctrines, their teachings. So that's why October 31, 1517, he posted 95 theses on the church door in Wittenberg, Germany. So the 95 theses also we will discuss later. What are the 95 theses? See how boldly Martin Luther critiqued the Roman Catholic Church and he criticism of the church and introduced how to solve the problems among the church leadership. Then thousands of copies of Bible distributed to the individual person along the German speaking people. So that's the thing he made in the reform time. Particularly Martin Luther was critical of the following abuses conducted by the Catholic Church. The first one, selling church possession for the name of salvation. Selling the church possession. The second one, selling indulgence. Certificate issues by the church that reduce or cancel punishment of a person's sin. If you commit a sin, whatever sin, if you commit any sin, according to the sin weightage, you have to pay the amount to the church. Then your sin will wash away. But according to the Bible, it is wrong. Our own salvation, Jesus Christ died and crucified, rose again from the dead. So, selling indulgence, that's a Martin Luther vehemently opposed. People would buy them to ensure going to heaven. That's an easy task. Now also, if you introduce the same system, means not only India, the whole world will line up. Yeah, I want to go to heaven. Please give some tickets. Okay? So, Martin Luther vehemently opposed, not like that. Your own sin, your own salvation, Jesus Christ only died for you. So that's why people would buy them to ensure going to heaven. The Roman Catholic introduced a wrong method. So another thing, luxurious life of the popes. The people are living under starvation, very poor situation. But Pope and the rulers, they were living in a high luxurious position. That also Martin Luther opposed. Then another thing, corruption and immorality of the some clergy. The particularly not only Pope, the church leaders also made bribery, corruption, then their moral character also not fit in the ministerial oriented. So Martin Luther believes three important things. He believes it speaks in the present context also. Everyone we are talking about in our preaching, in our day-to-day life ministry, salvation. So according to Martin Luther believe, and now also we are believing, salvation came through faith alone. So the 5 solas and 2 additional solas, another session our faculty will discuss. So the salvation came through faith alone. God's grace is freely, no need to pay anything, and directly granted to believers. So salvation and God's grace, you no need to pay. That's a free one. Second thing, the source of religious authority, that is, we are holding the Bible. Nowadays, youth and some of the children, school-going children, their question is whether we will hold the mobile Bible or printed Bible. But boldly we can say, we can use the Bible which is printed in our hand, in our own mother tongue. We will use in all our church, worship, ministry, theological seminary learnings, everywhere we can use the Bible as it is a written form. But now the youth, children, like a shortcut method, they are using mobile Bible. So, according to the Martin Luther belief, the source of religious authority based on Bible, as interpreted by the individual, not the Pope or the church leaders. So he expressed clearly, the Bible is written by God's people, not Pope or the church leader. So you have to boldly hold the Bible. Your own vernacular language is printed. So that thing he believes, source of religious authority, that is the Bible. The third one, these ideas created a massive rift between Catholic and Protestant Christianity. So after counter Reformation, Ignatius Loyola period only, Roman Catholic also now they are using Bible. But those days, Martin Luther time, Protestant Christianity only used Bible openly and freely in their church ministry. So three important things he believes. Salvation came through faith alone. God's grace is freely, not in a buying or selling type. Second thing, source of religious authority based on our own vernacular language, Bible. Third one, the clash between the Catholic and Protestant Christianity now clearly understood about the people, what is Reformation meant by the Protestant and the Roman Catholic. So it helped the Roman Catholic also think about the Reformation later period. Then the Reformation begins. So it went on lot of shifts during the Luther time. So Luther wanted German princes to overthrow the papal power. Papal means king. The power, the Pope power in Germany, and establish a German church. With that punishment, Luther excommunicated and thrown into the out of the Catholic Church order.